Can you imagine anything worse than the police wanting to ask you questions? What if they wanted to ask your child questions? This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And David Mann, legal storytelling specialist and father of two. I agree. That's about the worst thing you can imagine. There's a few bad things you can imagine, but getting a call from the police station that your kid's down there is pretty bad. So if we put ourselves in the room maybe with that child who's being questioned by the police, what does that look like for a child?
Sure. I mean, so children are really not fair game. Children are taught to respect authority. So, from a very small age, respect your parents, respect your teacher, respect your principal, your coach. So it's really ingrained in them that if an adult is wanting to speak with you, you need to talk to them, you need to sit down, you need to do what they tell you to do. And so that dynamic is just blown really far out of proportion when it's your child and an officer who has a badge and a gun and, you're really, really taught they're there to help you. Kids are generally taught that the police are helpers.
Okay, so the police also, of course, know that they're talking to a kid. Do they have certain types of questions that they ask kids?
It's very similar to an adult interview or interrogation. And I've even had clients where they've read Miranda to them. And it's really hard for an adult to sit there and listen to the Miranda advisal. And, generally they're talking, but your mind is racing. And so it's hard to focus on what they're saying. But it can be the same as, you teach your kid, what do you do if you're on fire? You stop, drop, and roll, right? I mean, every kid knows that. So this can be similar. This can be very similar if you have a, very simple, direct, repeated conversation with your child about what to do if they're questioned by law enforcement. Nobody ever expects their kid to be questioned by law enforcement, but trust me, it happens. It happens every day. And making sure that your child knows what to do in that situation can be, completely life-altering.
Well, I know that we've in the past talked about sort of the single thing to say when you get pulled over for a DUI, for instance, is, I don't want to talk about my day. Is there sort of one thing you would advise that kids should always say if they're questioned by police?
Yes, I want my mom or dad present, period. Like, I'm not going to talk to you without my mom or dad present. Now, what the officer, prepare your child, or, the school principal or whomever it may be, is going to say to your child is, you're not in trouble. We just need to clear up something here. And, I just want to get to the bottom of this. And so the child is going to get the real clear message of, we're not calling your parents, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. And, just that power dynamic there between, the officer or the principal or whatever the authority figure may be, the child is likely going to acquiesce unless you have very, very, very much so ingrained it in their head that no matter what, you wait until mom or dad is there before you continue to talk.
All right. So assuming that eventually the parent is called because the kid has just insistently said, I won't talk without my parent here. Now they're calling the parent. What should the parent say at that point?
Sure, the parent will be, get in the car and go to the station or the school and, meet with the principal or the officer, whomever it may be, face to face, and just say, I'm sorry, but, if my child has broken a rule, you need to talk to me about it. Tell me what the rule is that he's broken, or if he's accused of a crime, tell me what he's accused of. Don't make a statement, and then do what you need to do, whether it's talk to the child at home outside the presence of the authority figure, and talk to a lawyer. But, just kind of a little Side note, what me as a defense attorney, what I've done with my child is, on his school file, it is very clearly and plainly stated that if you need to talk to my son, whether it's the principal or the law enforcement officer that's at the school, if you need to talk to my child, I must be present. You will not talk to my child without me being present. So it's just on his file. They know. Heaven forbid that he did something he shouldn't be or shouldn't have done. They're not going to talk to him without me being present.
Okay. And of course, assuming that most people watching this video are not criminal defense attorneys themselves, when the police do talk to you or the situation turns to you being the focus, the normal person, the average person, should also not talk to the police. They shouldn't try to handle it themselves, right?
Absolutely not. You're in a situation where the police has been in this situation thousands and thousands of times, and they know where they're headed. They know what they're doing. You need to, keep in mind that you're not going to cooperate your way out of your child being in trouble.
Okay. So at some point, if they've done everything right up to that point, they are going to need a lawyer and they need to call you. So how do they do that?
Sure, we'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.